We are live on YouTube, so feel free to watch on whichever platform that you prefer. All right, let's get it set up here. Whew, I have been running. I'm glad to sit down for a minute here. Let's see, today is September 11th, so after the day we had yesterday, and then back to back with September 11th, which is so sad. Uh, it's been a rough couple days, so whew. I went down and got the eggs. I didn't take Jace with me. He stayed up here with Tony. Then I gave him a bath, y'all, and he likes to take a little cup and pour water onto the floor. If I wasn't watching, he kept pouring water out of the sink onto the floor. I'm like, oh, no, can't do that. But he's just a mess, y'all. He's sitting in there now drinking this little cup of milk with Tony. And Trevor's coming back here tonight, I think, to stay all night, I think. We'll see if that plays out. I don't know exactly. I think he was going home, but I don't know if she was coming back or what he was doing. Tiana's still in the hospital. I think she is getting out tomorrow. So we'll see how that goes. They don't say how she's doing or anything. They just say she's getting out tomorrow. And she had surgery on her jaw, if you haven't been on here before. And that is Jace, the little grandson. That's his mommy. So I think she's getting out tomorrow. Yeah, Jace has kept me busy all day. Well, plus I had a lot to do today. Brooke took Jace for a couple hours. And during that time, I had to go. I went to the post office twice, this other place to drop off papers, to the DMV twice, and to Food Line. So I had to go like 6 places today, and I was just getting it because I only had a certain amount of time till she was going to bring him back. And then, so we have had a busy day, but I don't know if you watched all the videos today or not, but I did report that the site plan for the church got submitted today to the county. So this is what they call the second submission. So we will wait to hear back from them, and then I think you do your final, if hopefully everything will pass at the second submission is what we're hoping for. Hopefully they will not come back and say anything still needs to be done. Once that passes, then, and our site plan is approved, then we can submit our building plans. But they won't accept the building plans until you get an approved site plan, because they aren't going to waste their time if your site plan is not approved. So, funny story about that watermelon. I posted a picture about that watermelon. And after I got home, well, I set the watermelon on the table. Well, as I was driving home, actually, I thought, did I pay for that watermelon? Because it was big and it was in the cart, and I did the self-checkout, so I took everything out at a time, and I thought, well, I'm going to wait and get that watermelon last because it's heavy. And I was going to try to see if I was going to try to roll it and see if it had that sticker on it so I could get the little handheld thing, so I didn't have to lift that out of the cart. Well, I guess it slipped my mind when I got to the end of all the groceries. I never went back and scanned the watermelon, but I didn't realize that till I was on my way home, and I thought, I wonder if I scanned that watermelon. I said, I know it. I meant to, but I didn't think I did, and I might have and didn't know. So once I cracked it open and it was rotten, I said, let me get my receipt out because I'm going to check and see. So I looked and it's not even on the receipt. So I guess I got a free watermelon and it was rotten, so we broke even. All right, somebody said we are frozen on Facebook. I do not know how to fix that if we are frozen. All right, we're going to have to see. Somebody said I look tired. Somebody noticed my eye. This eye, I'm totally blind in this eye, and I've had surgery before on it to kind of open it up, you know, so it's kind of like a weak eye. And sometimes when I'm tired, that eye wants to close. But that's what's going on with my eye. All right, somebody said we're fine on Facebook. We are not frozen, so we're going to keep going. But that's the funny story about the watermelon. I didn't even pay for it to start with. So then I didn't have to fool with, I even took a picture of it. I said, I'm going to take this picture and go back to the store. And then when I got the receipt out, I'm like, well, I didn't even pay for it anyways. So I was going to go back to the store and tell them the next time I went up there, I need to pay for another watermelon because I forgot to scan it. But that's the first time I've ever bought a watermelon. And what happened, I set it on the kitchen table here, and when I went back over there, it was leaking. And I said, well, where's all this wetness coming from on the table? And I rolled the watermelon over, and I seen it was leaking. I said, oh, Lord, that thing might bust. Y'all know, because my sister had that one that busted. So I said, let me grab a knife and cut into it, because I don't want that thing busting. And then when I opened it up, it was rotten. It looked weird. So I just took it out to the woods and threw it in the woods. Yeah, it was funny. I didn't even realize, though, I hadn't paid for it, but I remembered coming home. I'm thinking, you know what? I don't think I went back and picked that thing up like I was going to. Oh, but I'd have told him next time I went. But anyhow, it all broke even because I'd have took it back up there anyways. I took a picture of it, and I was going to take it back and show them the picture because I was going to get rid of that watermelon. I wasn't dragging that thing back to the store. All right, so what else is going on? I just made a pot of homemade hot dog chili. That recipe is in the Sisters in the Kitchen cookbook. I didn't bother to film it because I've filmed it before. So hot dog chili is going to be, our friends are coming by to get it tonight. Their church is having a little car show and a hot dog sale on Saturday morning. So they needed some hot dog chili. I said, well, we better make it tonight, and that way to kind of marinate up, and it'll be a lot better. It'll marinate up tomorrow, and then they can heat it up in the crock pot on Saturday. So any of you that live around Northern Virginia, it's going to be in Manassas, a little car show over there at the Yorkshire Free Will Baptist Church. All right, some of y'all are telling me you got on and ordered stuff for Africa. I'm trying to find small items. I just added, I think, some toothbrushes. I'm going to try to add some pencils. I don't know how many kids we're going to run into, but maybe we can put a pack of pencils in there. I Googled it, and it said school supplies and hygiene is what, you know, they like. So we are going to try to take whatever we can. I'm going to start getting the stuff together. That's why I got a cutoff date of September 20th because I have got to get this all organized in my suitcase and weigh it. Between my two suitcases, you know, I can only take so many pounds. And if I have to leave out some clothes, I'll just double up on my clothes. It won't be that, because I'm not going to be getting dirty. We're not going to be working over there in the field or anything. We're going to be going to the water site, but we're going to be doing stuff with the kids and stuff. So, all right. So that's that. The wish list, I just posted it. I forgot to post it yesterday. Some of y'all seen the link last night on the fireside, but I posted it on my page today, and I probably will add a few more things, little things. Somebody asked me, why is it stuff for girls and there's no stuff for boys? We do not go to any kind of a boys' home while we're there. We are going to the Palm which is teenage girls. There's 12 teenage girls at the Palm, and they don't live there. They just go through a program there, and they come there like once or twice a week with their babies. It's young teenagers who have had babies, and they help them along. So Brooke thought it would be nice to maybe do some teenage stuff like lip gloss and fingernail polish, something that's very small and that we can take with us and bless these little girls with it. So that's what we're going to do. I just found a pack of 100 toothbrushes, so I put them on there, and just stuff that doesn't cost too much and doesn't take up a whole lot of room, and most of all doesn't weigh a whole lot. All right, a lot of y'all are freezing up tonight. I don't know why, because most people are not. So it looks like we got a good signal going on here. Tony and Jace are sitting right there in the recliner. Will I get the flu and COVID shots before going to Africa? Absolutely not. I do not take flu, and I have never taken a COVID shot. I've had COVID so many times I got the antibodies in me, and that's all they give you. It doesn't keep you from getting anything. Maybe it keeps you from having less severe, but mine was less severe to start with. So I'm good there. I'm not taking any kind of something like that. Years ago, I took flu shots, but anymore I don't take them, because actually I just don't trust what they're putting in them things. You know, they want to come out every year and shoot you up with something. I'm not doing that. I'll just take my chances. But do I have a P.O. box posted anywhere? I just use the home address where I live right here for a P.O. box. Our church has a P.O. box. If anybody wanted to send donations to the church, our church has a P.O. box here in Catlett. It's box 180 in Catlett. Let's see. Don't forget my medicine. Yeah, I'll be taking some cold medicine and stuff like that over there with me. I'm not going to take any kind of crayons because of the heat. You know, there's heat in Africa. It's hot. So it's going to be hot, 90, 100 degrees maybe. So crayons that can melt is not a good idea. So we did put on there some colored pencils. And we were going to give the girls at the Palm, there's 12 girls. So if you see 12 of some item, that's why we're trying to get them something that they can have a little enjoyment. If y'all seen where these girls lived, and you will see some of it, if you go and follow Water for Nations, once a month they take food and supplies out to these girls' homes. Some of them live with an aunt, some of them with a family relative. It's basically a little cinder block room, basically. Cinder block room, and that's all it is, dirt floor. They might have a mattress in there, a few little cooking utensils, some curtains hanging up like room dividers. That's it, y'all. They don't have a whole lot in there, and so they very simple. So, but they do keep their clothes. What they do have, their clothes is always clean. They're always got it washing them and hanging them out on a line right outside their little places where they live, and some of them have it really rough. I was Googling like how much does it cost to live in Kenya? And you can live there pretty cheap because the people there, the wages are so low. I don't even know if they make a couple $100 a month. That's all they get. All right. Yeah, I will try to take videos of everywhere I go. And we're not required to take any kind of shots before we go there. I didn't take anything last time, and so we were okay. Yeah, they don't live nothing like we live, y'all. Now, there are people in Africa that probably have nice homes and have things, but the most of these in the slum, I showed a video as we drove past it. It's the biggest slum or the second biggest slum in the world is in Kenya. And y'all, just from the road, what it looked like, it's unbelievable what it looks like. Yeah, I am getting things for the little kids. So we are getting some things, toys and stuff for little kids. And we are going to a school for handicapped children. Last year we went there, the children were out of school that week because it was spring break or something for them. So we're hoping the children will be there this year. And do we have air conditioning in your room in Africa? I don't think we did. I don't know, y'all, but it was cool. It was a different time of year when we went last year. It was kind of like their winter, and it felt good to us. We had fans going. We did have to stop. We did stop at some kind of a store and buy a fan for our hotel room. I don't think it had any kind of air conditioning, but we stayed at different places. All right, so let's go ahead and read our little devotion for tonight because I got somebody coming after fireside to pick up this chili. So September 11th. Oh, we didn't even talk about September 11th. I know a lot of people was talking on Lindsay's program this morning where you were at when September 11th happened. Let's see what the devotion may be about that tonight. Let's see. Lamentations chapter 1. See, Lord, how distressed I am. I am in torment within, and in my heart I am disturbed. I view the opening displays of the 9/11 Memorial and Museum in New York City with curiosity, but kept my emotions in check. That changed when we entered the inner exhibit, which the curators have wisely closed off from children and those wanting to shield themselves from the more heart-wrenching images. As I encountered story after story of heartbreak and loss, waves of lament rose within me. When we witness or remember such destruction and pain, we can join the cries of those who have voiced their distress to God. This includes the words of anguish found in Lamentations, which many scholars believe the prophet Jeremiah wrote after the destruction of Jerusalem. In the tightly formed structure of this poem, he releases his sorrow and grief over the pain of God's people. See, Lord, how distressed I am. I am in torment within, and in my heart I am disturbed. And yet he looks to God as the ultimate judge, knowing that only he can deal with sins and destruction. Let all their wickedness come before you. This kind of honest crying out to God can help us to grapple with painful such as what happened on September 11th, 2001, or other current day evil deeds. We look to God for help, hope, comfort, and justice. All right, that's good for tonight. Somebody said, how do we follow Lindsay? Her page is Coastal Living with Lindsay. Oh, I see Star wrote it on there. Coastal Living with Lindsay. Just Google that on Facebook and you will find it. You can also find her on YouTube, but she's live every morning at 10 a.m. on Facebook. All right, let me see. There are places in Kenya, let's see, that are beautiful, gorgeous homes. Not like any other place. There are slums, poverty, but there are beautiful places as well. Yeah, we didn't get to see a whole lot of, we didn't go like tourist, looking at stuff. We were there to go out in the outback where the whale was going to be at and the people that just have nothing. Were you at work when 9/11 happened? Yes, I was at work when 9/11 happened. It's a day I'll never forget. It was scary because I work right here in Washington, D.C. is where I was right outside Washington, D.C. is where I was working. But I was in a federal building. So it was quite scary because you didn't know if they were going to bomb your building or fly into your building or whatever, you know. So it was very scary. We finally left work and nobody's cell phone worked. Couldn't get in the airways. They closed the airports. They grounded all planes. It was quite eerie because planes go over, we live in the flight path, so it was a lot of, it was an eerie quietness. I came home and me and Tony got the news on, and I think we actually went over to Food Line and got some junk food, because everybody just wanted to look at the TV and watch what was going on. Nobody knew what was happening. So, oh, let's see. Linda said her husband and they were working in a federal building in Salt Lake. No, in Missouri. Okay. Yeah, Linda Evans said she remembers it was an eerily silent. It was that's the only thing I can describe it as eerie. Hi. You want to see Mimi's phone? Come here and say hi to the people. He's got his balloon from last night. All right. Look. Say hi. You got your balloon? This is Trevor's birthday balloon, and Brooke brought it for him, but it was for Trevor's birthday. All right, you gonna go play? You gonna go play with Papa? He's getting tired. I was trying to keep him up just in case Trevor was coming by so he could see his dad. Oh, there you go. So, ooh. You want to get back up here? Oh, you better watch that thing. He's quite dangerous with this balloon. All right, go play with Papa, okay? Can you take the balloon to Papa? Take the balloon to Papa. Okay, there he goes. He's going to take the balloon to Papa. So y'all got to see him. All right, so that's it for tonight, y'all. I don't know. I'm about flat wore out. I got a mess in my kitchen. I got the whole kitchen tore up because I cooked dinner. Then I cooked the thing, the hot dog chili. And then I gave Jace a bath and he threw water all over and I got to clean that up. And everything's everywhere. Yeah, Lois Pittman said for a long time there was no vapor trails. It was eerie, y'all. We went outside and we can probably hear a plane every 5 minutes. I mean, they're high, but we are in the fight. Well, we lived in Fairfax at the time then, and we were right in we lived in a mobile home down in Fairfax at the time. I think it was 2000, no. Yeah, 2001, we still lived in our mobile home in Fairfax. Tony and I had just gotten married in July, and then 9/11 happened in September, so we'd only been married a couple months when that happened. All right, we were going to let y'all go and talk to y'all later on or tomorrow or sometime. Remember, I got 5 birdhouses is all I got left. Uh-oh. That balloon must have got him. Come. Oh, did he? Oh, he dropped a toy on his foot. All right. He's up there with Papa now. All right. We'll talk to y'all later then.